And I am Joel Otabo. Today, we're exploring a topic that touches millions of lives but often goes unnoticed, which is children in a world of insecurity. From war zones to communities facing economic hardship, insecurity takes various forms, and in each form, children are among the most vulnerable.
With me on the talk show are different keynote speakers who are sharing their perspectives on insecurity in the different regions of the world. Let's welcome Fadekemi, the expert. Ahmad from the Middle East. Agaba from East Africa. Olaoluwa from West Africa in the Sahel region. Malika, a child specialist. Caleb, an education advocate and policy analyst. Akomachukwu, a rural teacher. Ikechukwu, a community organizer. Seth, a learning mentor. And Joel, who doubles as an anchor and a global NGO representative. Let's begin by understanding what insecurity means. Femi, what in your own words is insecurity?
It is the absence of peace or security which exposes people to death, abductions, kidnappings, fraud, terrorism, and many more.
Thank you, Kenny. Let us look at what insecurity looks like for the children in the Middle East. Mr. Ahmed, you've lived and worked in the Middle East. How does insecurity affect the children there?
In the Middle East, it's a daily reality. Children grow up hearing gunfire instead of laughter. Children grow up to recognize the sounds of drones even before they could learn to read. In places like Syria and Yemen, children have seen more destructions than adults ever will. This constant exposure to violence affects their mental health. Many suffer from anxiety and depression.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmad. Let's find out how people are coping with insecurity in East Africa. Mr. Agaba, how do people cope with insecurity in Africa?
In the eastern part of Africa, in some countries like South Sudan and Somalia, insecurity comes in the form of displacement. Also, in other parts of Ethiopia, there are forced families to flee their homes. Refugee camps have become the new reality for children all around the world. In these camps, education is limited, food is scarce, and children stop dreaming about the future because they are focusing on trying to survive the present. And even when there is education, it's often overcrowded and under-resourced.
Thank you for your contribution, Mr. Agaba. Mr. Olaoluwa, how do you view insecurity in the West Africa and Sahel region?
In West Africa, especially in Nigeria, Mali and Burkina Faso, insecurity is driven by armed groups, banditries, and insurgencies. Children are caught in the crossfire. Some are kidnapped, others are recruited as child soldiers. Families are displaced and entire communities are abandoned. In the Sahel region, climate change adds another layer. Floods and droughts destroy homes and crops. Children suffer from malnutrition and waterborne diseases. It's a silent crisis, less visible than war, but just as deadly.
Thank you for that very nice contribution, Mr. Ola. Ms. Malika, you've worked with children all from different regions. What is the effect on insecurity on them?
No matter the region, the story is similar. Children suffer when the system breaks down. Whether it's war, poverty, or climate disaster, the result is trauma, lost opportunities, or broken families. I've met children who haven't spoken in months because of what they've seen. Others act out because they don't know how to process their emotions. What they need most is safety, routine, and someone who listens. We must remember, they're not just victims, they're survivors.
Thank you, Ms. Malika. Mr. Caleb, you studied education in conflict zones. What's the reality?
Education is often the first casualty of conflict. Schools are bombed,
Teachers flee and children are forced to drop out. Girls are especially vulnerable. They are more likely to be kept at home or married off early. We need stronger international framework to protect schools. The Safe School Declaration is a good start, but many countries haven't implemented that fully. Education should be a right, not a privilege, and in times of crisis, it becomes a lifeline.
Thank you, Mr. Caleb, for telling us one of the casualties of conflict, which is education. Miss Malika, what danger is the girl child in today?
In conflict zones or unstable communities, girls are often the first to drop out due to safety concerns, early marriages, or domestic responsibilities. They face increased risk of sexual violence, trafficking, or exploitation in refugee camps or in areas with weak law enforcement. In insecure settings, legal and social protection for girls weaken, making it harder to report abuse or access justice. Exposure to violence, loss, and inability can lead to long-term emotional and psychological distress, affecting self-esteem and development.
Thank you, Ms. Malika, for telling us the plight of children across different regions of the world. Mr. Akomachuku, you've worked in rural areas. What's the reality for children there?
In my community, insecurity isn't about war, it's about neglect. We don't have enough books, trained teachers, or even electricity. Sometimes I teach under a tree. The children are eager to learn. They walk long distances just to attend class, but the system still fails them. Without proper investment, rural education will continue to lag behind, and that's a form of insecurity too, being forgotten.
Thank you, Mr. Akomachuku, for telling us that insecurity is not just about war, it's about being forgotten. Mr. Ikechukwu, as a community organizer, what can your community do to help children who are ravaged by insecurity?
We can organize mobile classrooms and mentorship programs in the community. These are simple setups. Sometimes just a tent and a chalkboard, but they make a huge difference. Children who have dropped out will finally have the opportunity to read again. Counseling and providing meals can also go a long way. It's not perfect, but it starts. When communities come together, change is possible.
Thank you, Mr. Ikechukwu. Seth, you mentor young people. What advice do you have for young people who are affected by insecurity?
Young people can begin healing by talking openly about their experiences with trusted individuals. Also, staying connected to supportive friends, families, or mentors that help reduce isolation. Expressing emotions through creative outlets like writing or art can ease emotional stress. Finally, building resilience through small goals and self-reflection strengthens inner strength.
Thank you, Mr. Seth. That is fantastic. Mr. Joel, as an NGO representative, what can the global community do to help children who are affected by insecurity?
We need more child-focused humanitarian aid, which means funding for education, healthcare, and protection services. Governments and donors must include children, not just in emergencies, but in long-term planning. Every child deserves to thrive, no matter where they are born or the circumstances they face.
Today, we've heard stories of pain. Whether it's Ahmed's stories of resilience, Agaba's call for refugee support, or Ikechukwu's grassroots affairs, one thing is clear: children are the heart of our future. Let's be the light they need.
Thank you for joining us on Weekly Broadcast. Until next time, stay safe and stay hopeful. Bye!